Hey guys, last but not least, we talk today about the raid DPS tier list. For the upcoming raid is I guess for everybody interesting. We already talked about Mythic Plus, we talked about PvP, and now we talk for the Wall of the Incarnates raid DPS tier list. I want to make it a little bit, let me say, controversial. I would say there's really no super bad class maybe at the moment, but I definitely want to put two specs into the D tier, and we also have an S tier. So we have some specs that are doing very good at the moment. It's always at the end a discussion, so nothing is 100% settled down. What I think is settled down is one of the S tier specs because it's so strong at the moment, and yeah, we will see. We will see how it is in a few weeks when we have more data, more examples. But at the moment, there's some things looking quite strong, some things looking quite bad. I want to start with the D tier, and I put here Retribution Paladin and Marksmanship Hunter. To be honest, in my opinion, there's like no reason to bring these two classes. Don't get me wrong, you can raid with those classes. If you are a normal pack raider, if you are a normal guild that is just raiding, that is maybe trying to get a very late cutting edge in the end of the season, there is no need to say, hey, sorry, but with these two classes you cannot play. Maybe they will receive also some buffs, but at the moment they seem quite weak for raid at the moment. We come to the next point, and the next point is a little bit sad, to be honest, the C tier, because the C tier includes both warrior specs. I really hope that they change something about this, because I think there should be a minimum one warrior spec, high B tier or better, that is playable. Okay, I could say the same about Paladin, but you know, Paladin at the end of the day has only one damage spec, and in that moment it seems quite weak, but maybe he'll receive some buffs. I think the same about one of the warrior specs. Maybe there's one spec getting a buff and is getting minimum into the B tier. We have one more spec in the C tier, and that's Survival Hunter. That already shows Hunters, two specs are gone, just one spec left. We will see where it is, but this is the C tier here for the raid. What means C tier? C tier is even, for sure, it's better than the D tier, for sure. If you are a very good player, you can also make good things happening with these specs. If you have a lot of uptime and everything on the bosses, so you can make things happening. But at the end, you have to play close to perfect to reach damage numbers that the other can reach with just doing their normal thing, the normal rotation, and just chilling. At the end of the day, you have to play perfect, super sweating to make maybe damage like an A tier spec or a high B tier spec can do. And that's, to be honest, pretty sad, but still everything good if you are just a normal raider. Pack raids, heroic raids, everything pretty easy. Now we come to the B tier, and for sure, like always, the B tier is very well rounded, very big, and I think that's a good thing, because what it means, usually I would say S, A, and B tier are the tiers that are playing the most of the people, because also includes the most of the specs, and that's how it should be. Let us start with, I put there, first of all, these two mage specs. It's not like I would say they are the best in the B tier, don't get me wrong, so the B tier is not segmented by the rankings by itself, so all of the specs are B tier. Some bosses this is a little bit higher, some boss fights this is a little bit higher, and so on and so on. First, these two mage specs, they are doing completely okay, nothing fancy but still good. Sub rogue, alright, no problem. Shadow priest looks pretty decent. We have the new DPS, the evoker, is doing quite good at the moment. Seems like a very strong DPS overall. Outlaw Rogue, just a good spec, is pretty good, is pretty decent single target, is pretty good AoE target fights, so not bad at all. Feral Druid, you know, Feral Druid always a little bit special. But yeah, this time in B tier, looks pretty good. We have the Monk, you know, Monk single target is okay. AoE target, pretty good. Elemental Shaman is already looking like, you see a lot of specs are here in this tier. Both of the DK specs belong into the B tier. They are quite good. They make good damage overall. So definitely we will see more DK DPS like in the past. We come to the first spec of the Warlock and also directly the second. So we have with Destruction and Athlete Warlock, two B tier specs from Warlock. Like always, Warlock, you see, no C tier, no D tier. They're doing quite good. The other spec is coming in a few. So as a Warlock player, usually you have a good time. This time again, no worries. They are just doing good. Beastmaster Hunter as B tier. So there is one Hunter spec that is doing good. I would say B tier is good, A tier is very good, and S tier like is God tier or meta defining. So yeah, Beast Hunter is doing quite good. So you have a Hunter spec that is doing well. Priest has his DPS spec that is doing well. Evoker, Feral Druid, we come to another Druid spec. Okay, so Monk. So most of the classes have a spec that is doing well. Besides, at the moment, I would say Paladin and Warriors again. Now let's come to the A tier. A tier is the classes that you will see in every raid, maybe even sometimes stacked in special boss fights. And the first one is Enhancement Shaman. Is doing quite good, looks pretty good. They can be happy. That's maybe also why some of my on my other videos, Enhancement Shamans complain about the ranking. But this is here the raid DPS ranking, and they're doing very good here. Next spec is Balanced Druid. Like always, special class, boomies, boomkins. They are usually always on the rise. Maybe they will find things out to be again in the S tier. At the moment, they look like an A tier spec. Pretty good. Maybe, you know, how things can happen with boomkins. They are awesome DPS usually since few phases, patches, expansions. So always a possibility that they rise even higher. At the moment, they look like a good A tier spec, and there is nothing wrong about it. Next one. Asarok. Asarok is here a little bit special because I can definitely tell you that for single target, they are S tier. They have maybe even the highest single target damage from all of the specs, but for sure they are lacking very hard on AoE fights. Not the best mobility and so on, but pretty good. Very good A tier spec, and like I said, even on super single target boss fights, S tier. Now let's come to the two S tier specs that I put at the moment. First of all, and there's one of them is definitely S tier. The other one I put it in S tier because I think it can do good. I think it could be S tier, and that's the Demonology Warlock, that Demo Warlock. Looks pretty strong now everywhere. Again, Warlocks are on the rise, but to be honest, they are always S tier, A tier. We know that Blizzard loves them, people love them, so there's nothing bad about it. Some people put it in A tier, I put it in S tier because I really believe they will do very good into the raids, and we will see a lot of them everywhere, and that's fine. There's nothing bad about it. So S tier Warlock, Demo Warlock, and then the only definite S tier spec at the moment. S tier spec in everything. PvP, Mythic Plus. Even the tank spec is S tier in the things that we are talking about. And here in raid, DPS, Havoc, Demon Hunter. They are just awesome. They have everything what you need at the moment. Especially a lot of damage. Awesome AoE damage. Awesome single target damage. Mobility, sustain. They have everything. If you want, there's only one little downside about them, and that's they are melee. I mean, okay, I take it. That's the only thing that you could say. They are melee. First of all, you know, every raid needs minimum one demon hunter for the raid buff or debuff on the boss that they give for more magic damage for the raid. But doesn't matter here a lot because it's just super strong overall. So I guess world first race, not 100% sure because, you know, could always be a little bit special. But I guess we will see a lot of demon hunters, we will see warlocks, and we will see what's happening. Good luck for everybody. One week is left before the raid is opening. I hope you enjoyed, have fun, pick the spec, whatever you would like to play the most. At the end of the day, it should be fun. If you are not in the top 100 or maybe top 200 in the world, then I think things like this should be not mattering. I think it's definitely bring the player, not a class or spec. That's it, guys. Have a nice day. Have a good week. See you. Bye-bye.